dilaksanakan diskusi-diskusi yang berkaitan dengan peradaban Islam Melayu. Nanti juga Bapak dan Ibu kalau berkunjung ke Pasca Sarjana, kita punya lab Melayu, namanya lab Melayu. Di sana ada banyak sekali naskah-naskah yang selama ini kita pelajari, naskah-naskah juga yang banyak disebutkan, dan naskah itu udah lumayan tua, mulai dari naskah berupa Al-Quran, ya, karangan-karangan ulama-ulama masa lalu, bahkan ada beberapa yang cukup tua, naskah-naskah yang ada di Pasca Sarjana. Jadi kalau nanti Bapak dan Ibu berkesempatan hadir, ada beberapa sampel yang kita letakkan di sana. Beberapa bagian sudah digitalisasi oleh teman-teman di Pasca Sarjana. Mudah-mudahan nanti kalau ada rencana kita mau join riset misalnya atau join publication, berarti kita akan bersama-sama misalnya melakukan nulis artikel jurnal gitu. Nanti barangkali bisa dengan Pasca Sarjana hal-hal yang kami sampaikan seperti tadi. Bapak Ibu, mungkin itu saja yang bisa kami sampaikan dalam rangka perkenalan lah dengan UIN Raden Fatah Palembang. Mudah-mudahan ya inilah Raden Fatah Palembang. Kenapa namanya Raden Fatah pun ini juga bisa diskusi cukup panjang. Raden Fatah itu di sana, di dalam literatur teman-teman Jawa adalah orang-orang Jawa. Kenapa UIN kita menjadi namanya Raden Fatah? Itu juga antara lain bagian dari yang kami sampaikan tadi. Di akhir kami ingin mengucapkan selamat kepada Bapak Ibu semua yang telah mengikuti acara ini, akan mengikuti acara ini. Kami berharap acara ini memiliki kualitas dan kami berharap juga acara ini melahirkan rekomendasi yang bisa kita kerjakan bersama-sama. Apalagi di sini ngumpul 12 perguruan tinggi cukup penting dari bagian timur, bagian tengah mungkin ada, dan sampai ke bagian barat mewakili beberapa wilayah yang ada di Indonesia. Karena itu kajian-kajian riset dan kajian-kajian yang kaitannya nanti bisa kita publikasikan bersama. Harapan kita dari seminar ini bukan hanya kegiatan formalitas semata, tetapi lebih dari itu kita ingin kegiatan-kegiatan yang seperti ini mempunyai nilai-nilai yang bisa kita sampaikan, bisa kita publikasikan sehingga bisa dipelajari oleh banyak masyarakat yang berada di luar sana. Kami juga mengucapkan selamat dan penghargaan yang setinggi-tingginya kepada seluruh narasumber acara ini, pemateri pada acara kita, pada kesempatan webinar kali ini. Saya tidak akan menyebutkan satu persatu, tapi yang ada di sini hadir salah seorang secara luring ya, pembicara dari Jepang mungkin ya, atau secara daring? Oh, secara daring. Ya, narasumber kita ini kan lebih enak sekarang, bisa luring juga bisa daring. Jadi kalau ada dari negara-negara lain kitanya luring, sementara narasumbernya bisa lebih leluasa secara daring di tempatnya masing-masing. Oleh karena itu kami atas nama pimpinan UIN Raden Fatah Palembang mengucapkan terima kasih yang sebesar-besarnya kepada mulai dari narasumber sampai dengan seluruh peserta, seluruh perwakilan yang hadir dari berbagai macam perguruan tinggi. Itu saja, mohon maaf kalau ada hal-hal yang kurang dan kurang berkenan dalam penyampaian kami orang Timur. Kalau tutur kata kami kurang menyentuh hati Bapak dan Ibu sekalian, kami mohon dimaafkan yang sebesar-besarnya. Atas nama pimpinan UIN Raden Fatah Palembang, marilah kita buka acara Internasioanl webinar yang dilaksanakan oleh ASEAN Education Symposium ini dengan sama-sama membacakan lapas basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih Pak. Ya, baik Bapak Ibu, alhamdulillah keynote speaker kita dari Hiroshima University Japan telah hadir, yaitu Profesor Tsukasa Hiroshima. Untuk ini akan dipandu oleh moderator kita yaitu Ibu Dr. Anissa Astrid MPD. Kami persilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, assalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in. The Honorable Rector of Universitas Islam Negeri Raden Fatah Palembang, Profesor Dr. Nyayu Khadijah, MSI. The Honorable Vice Rector of Academic Affairs of Universitas Islam Negeri Raden Fatah Palembang, Dr. Muhammad Adil, MA. The Honorable Head of AES Consortium, Professor Dr. Shihabuddin, MPD. The Honorable Keynote Speaker and all of the invited speakers of Asian Education Symposium International Webinar 2022, all deans, directors of postgraduate schools as the representatives of AES Consortium, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Well, before we go on to the presentation session, let me deliver sentence. In order to be healthy, go to gymnasium. In order to be fresh, please consume apples. Welcome to Asian Education Symposium, a great activity with great people. Hari Minggu jalan-jalan ke museum, sungguh wisata akademik yang istimewa. Selamat datang di ASEAN Education Symposium. Semoga berkah bagi semua. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Asian Education Symposium International Webinar 2022 held by Postgraduate Program of Universitas Islam Negeri Raden Fatah Palembang. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in this first session, there is a keynote speaker from Graduate School of Advanced Science and Engineering, Hiroshima University, Professor Tsukasa Hiroshima, PhD. Is Professor Tsukasa here already or not? Hello, Prof. Okay, hello, Prof. Hello, Prof. Hiroshima. Prof. Tsukasa Hiroshima, can you hear me, Prof? Yeah, welcome to Asian Education Symposium International Webinar 2022. Okay, Prof, before we begin, I would like to deliver the curriculum vitae of you. Professor Tsukasa Hiroshima earned his PhD from Osaka University. His expertise is on complex system, science education, or educational technology. He has made several publications related to his expertise. Now he is going to share his few points entitled Recomposition Concept Map for Visualization of What or How Students Understand. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Tsukasa Hiroshima, PhD. Well, Professor, time is yours.
I'm happy to join this symposium. So today I'd like to introduce my research. Okay, can you see my slide?
Yes, we can already see your slides, sir.
So I like to introduce my research. So that means today I introduce the composition concept map. So I'm sorry, I can't show the mouse slide. Slide. So okay, so yeah, so today I will introduce the composition concept map. So I try to explain that as a potential very transformation in education. And firstly, I show one example. That is the composition concept map. Can you see this? Okay. This also later I will ask you to use this system. So I will give you a URL and then I ask you to do it. So maybe, so firstly, so students receive like this component. This is a component concept map. And then learners decompose, make a concept map by using this component. And then in that case, basically teachers firstly teachers make like this concept map. So based on their understanding, and then then this is a teacher map slide. So teacher hopes to understand like this direction, and then after that he will test the direction. So request to the student this component, and then request to decompose that. And then so that means students can decompose this like this map. In that case, students gather their map, and then so how they make it's possible to teach the dynamics. And then that is a teacher can observe how students understand the direction, and then so that also promotes students to try to understand. I mean, basically understanding is very abstract, not concrete. But this decomposition requires students to complete. So it's clear. So if students understand well about the lecture, so students should be comfortable. So for students, they see that a very clear understanding, and teacher also that are using it. So that is a outline decompose concept. So I will ask you to use later. And then, so this I will explain. And then to explain that, I try to explain that. So, okay, so firstly, composition possible explain that. And then that is I define that. That is a media communication between teachers and students. And then, so that is also very important. That is, there is no mathematical that is the differences between teachers understand and student one. And then that is it's a potential to DX in education. I will explain that from research. And then I will show the demonstration of the system. And then so I have opportunity to use that. So it is this concept. And then so I will report several research achievements, the advanced research achievements about.
Oh, this. Wait a minute. Mm. Okay. Okay, so I show this. And then, so, I mean, after this is the content of today's presentation. And then, so, firstly, I like to discuss, I mean, what students understand. So, for example, I have a presentation here, and then I have something that I like to inform you. And then I offer ideal understanding for my lecture. But so it's very difficult. So how to, what you understand about my lecture, presentation. And that's a very general or common problem that how can teachers know what students understand their lectures? So basically that's a very difficult. And then, so of course, that's the same, almost the same reason that how can teacher promote student understand in addition to the lecture? So I mean, students or teachers, or for example, I ask you to understand my lecture presentation, but how to promote is not so easy. And that is the same situation that the whole student or audience. So what students should understand? So it's very not clear, and then also how to also clear. So that is a big problem for the communication. So usually teacher think, so students should understand. And then, but a student also, teacher should easily to make us to easily to understand. So that is a very difficult to communicate between teachers and education. And then, so that means both teachers and students need a method to know what and how. Okay. Okay. So, but basically, usually we use one paradigm, but that quiz and question paradigm, I think. So I mean, maybe to observe what students understand, to observe, and then promote student understand, give a quiz and questions. Of course, then that quiz and question is based on the teacher's understanding. To give a quiz and questions. And then, so students answer it by using their student understanding. And then, so that is, and basically students know what the students should understand. So that means students think that is, students are required to solve this quiz. Not so directly understand, but that solve this quiz is requested. So they think, and then by answering this quiz and questions, so that is a promoted understanding. And then teachers know what the student understands through these answers for the questions, quiz and questions. So that I said that is a quiz and question paradigm. But I think it's indirect knowing about and the promotion of understanding. So by using that as a kind of DX, how to make that more direct one is our research purpose. And then, so we try to use a concept map. Concept map is a graphical representation of understanding, and then that is consists of the two nodes and link connected the node. That is one proportion is represented by two nodes and link, and then connection with several proposition is a concept map. And then maybe I think it has been already popular in education. And so I try to use this in the communication between students and teachers. And here, so teacher understanding. So concept map is more direct representation of understanding. So teacher make a concept map. So in that case, that is become the target of learners' understanding, and then to understand like this is important for students. And then so that means sometimes basically in the usual educational situation, teacher requests student make a concept map. So that is a representation of their understanding. And then so by doing this, teacher can learner map represent their understanding. So teacher can observe their concept map, and then request to make map is promote their understanding. So that is one very important reason. Concept map is sometimes often used in educational situation. But there's a big problem about the concept map. So difficult to understand each other's map. So basically concept map is created from scratch. Maybe so teacher make their own words or own node and ring make map, and then students also make that concept map their own way. So that means it's very difficult. So in very usual case, it's very difficult to understand others' map. So that is take much time to understand. So not easy. So I mean, many researchers or educators accept that concept map as a representation of their understanding, but to read or to interact others' concept map is not so easy task. Okay. So that is our solution is that is a decomposed concept map. So I mean, firstly, in the decomposed concept map, teacher make a concept map firstly. So teacher, of course, have to make a concept map. So teachers, based on teacher's understanding, so teacher have to make his map. So that is a ideal or target understanding for students. And then, so I mean, the concept map can be decomposed by the nodes and rings. So decompose. So that means we can get the component of concept map. And then student makes their map by using component made from the teacher's map. So that means students request to make concept map by using component teacher provided. So that means student map and teacher's map has composed of same component. So that is decomposed map is possible to diagnose, and then as a comparing with teacher map. So that is I hope this is a solution of that more directly communicate with students and teachers. And then I think this approach is one potential to realize direct communication teachers and students. And then so I explained that the framework again. I mean, firstly, teacher make a concept map. So that's also very important. And then it should be teachers should, if student request to student understand. So in that case, teacher should, what the students should understand should concretely or expressly represent is maybe it should be possible. And then so that is a teacher's map. And then next, easily by decomposing that concept map, we can get a component. And then learner is make a concept map, make a concept map by decomposing that. And then in this case, this is not easy. So maybe I will show you several examples and then including my lecture, or maybe I have give you opportunity to do that. In that case, that's not so easy. If, of course, you understand very well about that, in that case, that's very easy. But student, if you don't think, doesn't hearing or understand the teacher's lecture, so missing or not hearing, listening, what teacher said, in that case, very difficult. So that is and then, so we already confirmed that difficult point or unclear point for in the teacher lecture, students that decompose that such part is very difficult. So we can find that the weak point or difficult point of teacher lecture is we can find by using this. And then so that this learner student map is composed of the same component with teacher's one. It's a teacher's map and then a student map is same component. So it's possible to compare like this. So I mean, this part is same or this part is missing or not excess one. So that we can find easily to diagnose learner decomposed map. So and then based on that decomposed diagnosis by comparing the comparing with the teacher map. So the feedback, so to guide the correct the difference is easily possible. So that is a framework of Hitler concept map. Okay, so why we diagnose? Say again, I mean, so student map, learner map, and teacher map is same components. So because I mean, node is same, and then link also same. Only the location of link, only location that is different. So by only pick up that, and then so student cannot set a link over the. So this link is not is missing in student map, and then it's not access link or like that is easy to find that. So that is a mechanism of the diagnose and give feedback. So that means they make like this matrix so easily to calculate that. And then so not only that the diagnose for the comparing teachers map. So this decomposed concept map is one important ability. I mean, that's possible to overlapping of student map. So I mean, for example, there is 3 students, so 1, 2, 3, and then they make decompose by themselves, so differently. And then by using that, so overlapping of the several student map. So that means, for example, I mean, but only simply overlapping, so we can make a group map of 3 students. So in that case, for example, all 3 students can set this link. That is, the proposition is completed. But about this proposition, only 1 student can complete. So that is maybe that is a weak point of their understanding. And then a little, so that is a different point of the teacher's map. So a teacher easily to find which part is necessary to additionally explain that. And then so that framework is several advantage for teachers. So automatic diagnose of difference between teacher map and then student maps. And then this is a proposition level. Well, which proposition is cannot student recompose, and then which proposition student can easily to recompose, which student can easily to find. And then so based on that, so map score, total score, or missing which proposition is missing, or what is excessive or wrong, which proposition is wrong, we can easily to find that. And then so based on that diagnosis, so can give a feedback. So students should recompose, correct this proposition or think about this again. And then so also make a group map, not only individual map, but also gather the several student map, and then find the weak point in class. And then easily to explain the understand task. So for example, not so basically teachers, I also say that the student, you should understand my lecture, but to understand is also a clear task. But basically students think, what is the meaning of to understand? But this case, so I only request you should recompose this map if you listen carefully my lecture. So that is easy to explain the understand task. And then make clear the teaching goal and revision. So that is, so revision of teaching is also important. So if of course, if the student, many students cannot recompose a proposition, several propositions. In such case, of course, basically, that means students understand well about that part. But that is a problem or responsibility about that cannot recompose is the student side or teacher side is not clear. So teacher basically has to additionally explain that wrong or missing proposition again, and then teacher should check that the teaching material or concept map is accept adequate or not. So that's also important. Also in my case, I use my lecture, so this decomposed concept map, but if students can make a mistake about such a specific part, in that case, I try to think, revise a concept map or how to explain that in the lecture. So like this revision of teaching or reflection of teaching is one of the important advantage of this decomposed concept map. And then for students, so I mean, concrete task understanding. So basically, so hearing for example, my presentation or hearing that my lecture in the case, for students, of course, they know that they should understand my lecture or my presentation, but how to do that? What is the goal of the understanding is not clear, but in the case of recompose, so recompose is a purpose of that, so very clear task. So that is usually understand, so request to understand is not clear task, but recomposition is concrete and then operatable and then evaluatable. So I mean, student can check by themselves. So that is, they can understand well or not. So that is very important advantage. And then one more important advantage for students, so the focusing on structuring. So that means provide a component. So, and then not necessarily request to send the component. So that means creation of the component replaced, not omitting, but replacing the recognition of them. So also, even the provide a component, student should recognition of them. Students should know that component, but not necessary to make create themselves. So only students understand the component and then make a connection. That means structuring is focused on that. So that is basically, so structural understanding is important. If we teachers hope to students understand structure, so in that case, so that recompose is a good advantage. So students can use their resource to focus on structuring. And then one more important thing is loss of important information. So that's also very important. So in usual note taking, so several research indicated that. So sometimes that one important difficulty of note taking or listening, that means missing some important information, if only to request students to understand by themselves, or for example, about this case, make a concept map by themselves. So that means basically teachers give students all information, all component of they should understand, but sometimes they miss that. And then if the note taking or usual concept mapping, so I say that scratch building student, all components student create by themselves. In that case, sometimes miss the important information. In that case, it's very difficult to recover that because students miss that, and then but without several important information, they try to understand. So, but recompose concept map. So teacher provide all important components provide, in the case, preventing loss of important information, and then focus on the structure. That is a very important advantage. And then so proportion level feedback. And then so not only say that you understand bad or good, but you should think again about this, or you should correct about this. So very clearly support students how to revise their understanding. And then maybe, so we have, that is a worked example. So maybe clear example of understanding as a teacher map in the decomposition concept map. In that case, they have. So that is how to understand is show the examples. So that is a very important advantage. And then, so there, so basically I say the sharing understanding teachers, students, but also among students also can share. So I will show one advanced research examples that is sharing how to share that their understanding each other. Okay, so let me, I'll show that before to ask you to use the Kit concept map, I'll show the example to use in the elementary school. So elementary school, we okay. Okay, so can you see this? This video is I use this Kittle concept map in elementary school. But can you hear the voice? Okay.
あのね、話しかけないで。
So in the yeah, so in this case, now so you can use your laptop. And here is I bring the tablet class and then review to students that request it. So this is a maybe 4 years grade student in elementary school. And even such a student can recompose their map. So this is not so a little all type of tablet. So that is not so small. So currently, so that we provide you to opportunity that is more smoothly used. And then here is a student not only compose individually, so they try to discuss how to recompose that. So, I mean, so, okay, so show that I currently collaborate online. So you can use this so later. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. So now, so that is so let me I hope you to understand that is okay. That is easily to use even the elementary school student. So now, so I will show that this system can use opportunity use this system. And then so okay, wait a minute. So I like to okay. So of course, depend on your situation, but okay, I like how to okay. Here is a chart. Sorry, not that. Okay, fine. I send you the URL with the system, and then I hope you to to use a system. So recompose, and then click that. It's a direct. You can easily to use that. So if you click that URL, so you can so that like firstly, I mean firstly, okay, click in English or Japanese, but please click that in English, select English, select English. And then, so I mean, and then, so after that, so you requested to input your nickname, so your nickname. So please use that a tentative one. So the nickname will be appeared in the analysis later. So I mean, if I try to analyze your recompose concept map here. So that means in that case, the nickname you can see there. So please use a nickname that is no problem to show. And then if you click OK, so the component is be provided. So like this. So I don't know how many participants using that, but I hope you to use that. So later I try to show that how to decompose that. And then so that is a interface of the recomposed concept map. And then so these are okay, maybe like this. Maybe you show this. And then so these gray is a link. And then if you click this, you can find this like a circle. And then okay, by using this, you can connect like this. So and then this means Japan, in Japan, so most reactive city for me is Kyoto, like this. And then that is a connection of link and node. And then so this is a Japan and then main island. So there is four island name, or Tokyo is a capital city or something. But this case you can. I provide also use like these sentences related to this map. So maybe if you know, you don't know, maybe some of you know, some parties you cannot know, but you don't know that, please try to read this sentence. So I mean, this row